Can I ask you something? When was the last time you trusted yourself? Not your partner, not your parents, not your friends, not the advice you found online, just you. When was the last time you had a feeling about something and didn't immediately question it? When was the last time you said something doesn't feel right and actually listened? Because sometimes we don't lose our intuition, we lose our trust in our intuition. And there's a difference. Welcome back to Silence with Coffee. I'm Atinda, and today I want to talk about something we don't talk about enough. What happens when you stop trusting your own voice? Maybe that voice started very quietly. Someone told you you were overthinking. You're too sensitive. You're imagining things. You're making a big deal out of nothing. You're always suspicious. Why can't you just trust me? And maybe eventually you stopped trusting yourself. You began asking everyone else what they thought before asking yourself what you felt. You needed reassurance. You needed their permission. You needed someone to tell you that your decision was okay. And slowly your own voice became quieter. The strange thing about self doubt is that it doesn't always sound like I don't trust myself. Sometimes it just sounds like, let me just ask someone first. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm being dramatic. Maybe they didn't mean it the way they did. Maybe I'm expecting too much. Maybe I should give it another chance. Maybe sometimes I am the problem. The last one in particular is dangerous because once you start assuming that your feelings are the problem, you stop investigating what created them. And I want to make something very clear. Intuition isn't same as fear. Fear says something bad is definitely going to happen, whereas intuition often feels quieter. It's a subtle discomfort. It's like saying something here doesn't feel aligned. You may not have evidence yet, you may not be even able to explain it, but something inside you notices it. And that we often do something very human. We talk ourselves out of it because the truth is uncomfortable. Sometimes we don't ignore our intuition because we don't hear it. We ignore it because we don't like what it's telling us. And that kind of relationship is not healthy because you don't want to leave. You know that friendship has changed, but you don't want to lose the person. You know you're exhausted, but you don't want to disappoint anyone. You know something has to change, but the change is frightening. So instead of listening to ourselves, we negotiate with ourselves. Maybe next month, maybe after this conversation, maybe they will change, maybe I am wrong. And eventually, you become very good at betraying your own instincts. Psychologically, this happens when we repeatedly learned that our perceptions aren't trustworthy. If someone constantly dismisses your feelings, you begin questioning them. If someone repeatedly contradicts your memory, you may start doubting what you remember. If expressing your needs repeatedly leads to rejection, you may eventually stop expressing them. And if every decision is criticized, you may become afraid to make decisions at all. That's how self trust erodes. Not usually in one dramatic moment, but through hundreds of tiny moments where you choose someone else's voice over your own. And here's the part that hurts the most. Sometimes we become adults. We know everyone has needs, but no idea what our own needs are. We know what our partner needs and why he or she is upset. We know what our parents need. We know when our children need us. We know when a friend needs support. But ask us, what do we need? And suddenly there's silence. Because we were so busy becoming everything else to everyone that we forgot to become someone for ourselves. I think that is why saying no to others is so uncomfortable because we spend years agreeing to them. Your first boundary may seem like you're doing something wrong. You say, you can't say no immediately, you feel guilty about it. And the moment you choose yourself and then wonder if you're being selfish or not. But sometimes guilt isn't a sign that you have done something wrong. Sometimes guilt is simply feeling of doing something differently from what you are used to doing. Think about that. Maybe you are not becoming selfish. Maybe you're becoming unfamiliar to people who benefited from your lack of boundaries. This is where rebuilding self trust begins. Not with huge decisions, with small ones. Start asking yourself, what do I actually want? Not what will make everyone happy. Not what will they think of me. Not what's the safest answer. Just what do I want? And then listen to it. If you don't know, it's okay. You won't suddenly have all the answers. Self trust is like a muscle. You build it through repetition. You make a small decision, you honor it, you notice how it feels. You make another one, you keep your promise to yourself, and slowly your brain begins learning, I can trust this person. And that person, my dear, is you. Maybe start with something incredibly simple. Tomorrow morning, don't immediately reach for your phone. Sit quietly for 5 minutes. Ask yourself, how am I feeling today? Not what should I feel, not what you need to accomplish. Just how am I feeling? And listen and correct yourself. If you're tired, just acknowledge yourself. If you're angry, acknowledge it. If you're happy, acknowledge it. If you're confused, that's okay. You don't have to justify every emotion before you're allowed to feel it. And if you have spent years doubting yourself, please do not punish yourself for that. Maybe you learned it as a survival strategy. Maybe questioning yourself felt safer than questioning the people you depended on. Maybe being agreeable protected you from conflict. Maybe staying quiet protected a relationship. Maybe ignoring your intuition helped you stay somewhere you weren't ready to leave. Your younger self was doing the best she knew how to do. You don't have to hate that version of yourself. You can thank her and then teach her something new. You don't have to abandon yourself anymore. There's a beautiful idea in the Bhagavad Gita about knowing one's own nature and walking one's own path. And I think there is something deeply spiritual about self trust. Because trusting yourself doesn't mean believing every thought you have. It simply means becoming quiet enough to distinguish between fear, conditioning, desire, and that sense of knowing, to sit with it, with the uncertainty, without immediately outsourcing your decision to someone else. It means saying, I don't know yet, and it's okay. And perhaps a greatest sign you're rebuilding self trust isn't that you will suddenly make perfect decisions. Remember, you will never make perfect decisions immediately. You will still make mistakes. You will still choose the wrong people sometimes. You will still ignore your instincts occasionally. You will still change your mind. But instead of saying, I can't trust myself, you begin saying, even if I make a mistake, I trust myself to handle it. And that's a completely different kind of confidence. Because self trust isn't believing you will never fail, it's believing you will know when to get up. So let me ask you again, will you start trusting yourself? Especially after someone told you you were too sensitive, after a decision that didn't work out for you, after you think you made a mistake, after someone repeatedly questioned your own reality. And more importantly, when are you going to start trusting yourself again? Because maybe the goal isn't to become the person who never gets hurt. Maybe it's to become the person who listens when someone inside says, this isn't right to me. The person who honors a no. The person who doesn't need 10 people to validate a decision. The person who can say, I don't have all the answers, but I know myself. So tonight, I want you to say one thing. Think about a decision you have been postponing. And before you ask anyone else what they think, just sit with yourself. Put your phone away. Take a breath and ask, if nobody else has an opinion about this, what would I choose to do? Don't rush to an answer. Just listen. Because maybe your intuition hasn't disappeared. Maybe it's simply waiting for you to become quiet enough to hear it again. And if nobody has told you this lately, I want you to hear it today. You're allowed to trust yourself. You're allowed to change your mind. You're allowed to say no. You're allowed to leave. You're allowed to begin again. You're allowed to make a decision that nobody will understand. And you're allowed to choose a life that feels right to you, even when it doesn't make sense to everyone else. Because at the end of the day, you are the person who has to live inside your choices. So make them with yourself and not against yourself. Thank you for sitting with me for another cup of coffee. This was Conversation, Silence Between Coffee. And before we meet again, remember, your intuition may whisper, your fear may shout. Learning the difference is part of coming home to yourself. Until next time, be gentle to yourself. And perhaps today, listen a little more closely to the voice you have spent so long teaching yourself to ignore. I will see you again between coffee and conversation.